We're gonna wait. There is no option. Unless you're gonna get here at 7:30.
How long are we waiting for the mayor? Do you know how long the lady's gonna be?
I don't think there's any doubt.
There he is.
There he is.
I'd like to see a Bernie
All
Sanders
right.
one of the three. I'm sure he's not.
It's like dress from the gender.
Back with your haircut?
Where do you want me? Okay.
The empty seat.
Might hear at 6:30.
Might be the first time I'm late. I don't know since when.
I don't think he's ever had this.
Yeah. I was in Eddie Brickles and it took forever to get back.
Oh.
Flax fast, hey, congratulations.
Thank you. Yep.
Your show when you're ready. Your show when you're ready, right?
Yes. Good evening. I call to order the meeting of the Mayor and Board of Trustees of the Village of Burr Ridge for Monday, July 13, 2026. Mayor, would you lead us in the pledge?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Trustee Francis. Trustee Skiappa.
Here.
Trustee Paveza.
Here.
Trustee Snyder.
Here.
Trustee Vitale. Here. Trustee Smith.
Here.
Mayor Grasso.
Here.
All here but Trustee Francis.
Okay, and you gave notice. So, Mayor's prerogative, I'd like to move up to item 8, considerations A. Consideration of a proclamation celebrating Reverend Father Samuel Tabit's 50th ordination anniversary at Holy Resurrection in St. Mark Coptic Orthodox Church of Chicago. My showing out here tonight. So, let me have the pleasure of reading this. Proclamation honoring the Golden Jubilee of the priestly ordination of Father Samuel. Whereas Father Samuel is celebrating the Golden Jubilee of his priestly ordination, marking 50 years of faithful service, spiritual leadership, and unwavering dedication to God, the Coptic Church, and the community. And whereas Father Samuel serves as the senior priest of St. Mark Coptic Orthodox Church in Burr Ridge, Illinois, where his compassionate guidance, wisdom, and devotion have profoundly impacted countless individuals and families throughout the years. And whereas through his ministry, Father Samuel has fostered a spirit of faith, compassion, unity, and service that has strengthened both the Coptic Orthodox community and the community at large. And whereas under Father Samuel's leadership, St. Mark Coptic Orthodox Church has grown into a vibrant and thriving congregation of nearly 3,000 parishioners, serving as a center of worship, fellowship, and charitable outreach. And whereas, as vicar of His Holiness Pope Tawadros II for the greater Chicagoland area and affiliated Midwest regions, Father Samuel's spiritual leadership extends to approximately 10,000 parishioners throughout the region. And whereas Father Samuel's lifelong commitment to faith, service, and community exemplifies the values of compassion, humility, and unity that enrich the village of Burr Ridge and make it a very special place. And whereas the village of Burr Ridge is honored to recognize and celebrate Father Samuel's extraordinary milestone and lasting legacy he has created through 5 decades of devoted priesthood, now, therefore, be it proclaimed that the Mayor and Board of Trustees of the Village of Burr Ridge do hereby congratulate and honor Father Samuel on the occasion of the Golden Jubilee of his priestly ordination and extend our sincere gratitude and best wishes for continued blessings, health, and service to the community, passed and approved by the Mayor and Board of Trustees of the Village of Burr Ridge, Illinois, on the 8th day of June, 2026. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I offer you the floor if you'd like to take it.
Yeah, I'm so honored and I'm so humbled by this recognition. Your Honor, Mr. Mayor Grasso, distinguished board member, I'm overwhelmed by this amazing recognition. I don't see myself deserving that. I'm just mere a servant, and we have a verse in the Bible that what is requested from a servant is to do his duty, and if he did his duty, he just be okay. But I'm seeing myself not even reaching this level, which called in the Bible the idle servant who does only what he should do. But when I look to myself and 50 years in the priesthood, I don't see myself reaching this level. But your love, the love of the fathers, the priests, my co-servants, and Honorable Mayor Mary, and her big effort to recognize this occasion, I appreciate it very much. And I don't find enough words to thank you and appreciate it very much. I'm so humbled by your love and your recognition, though I see myself not deserving it, but it's out of your love. Thank you so much, and God bless you.
I think we voted on June 8th, didn't we? We voted June 8th, right? We did not?
No.
Oh, okay. This was going to be on June 8th. That's why it reads June 8th, but I'm being prompted to say that we didn't take the formal vote, which of course we will now do.
Yeah, and I can go out if you want.
No.
You want to come?
No, I couldn't read this
I don't
again.
want to embarrass anyone. Maybe
So-
someone have other idea.
Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And I know the sentiments of Mayor Pro Tem and Trustee Guy Francis, so let's show it unanimous. And so it's official.
Thank you.
Since we do have the Honorable Mayor Mary, if you'd like, and I know she's one of the 3,000 parishioners, so if you'd like to say a couple of impromptu words, or if you have a 5-minute speech, go ahead, either way.
5 minutes? I thought the speaking limit was 3, Mayor.
But mayors, you know, they just go.
There's no one there. All right, good evening, Mayor, Village Board, and all those in attendance today. It is truly a privilege and a blessing to stand before you today to honor Father Samuel's Golden Jubilee anniversary. People often say that a father's role is to guide, protect, teach, and love his children. A father is someone we turn to for wisdom, encouragement, and strength through every season of life. Father Samuel has done exactly that, not just for individual families, but for our entire church community, and we are forever grateful. Through his unwavering faith, his preaching of God's word, and his compassionate heart, Father Samuel has guided us spiritually, reminded us to trust in God, and helped us all to grow closer in Christ. His sermons have inspired us, his prayers have comforted us, and his example has shown us what it truly means to live a life of faith and service. As one of his parishioners here today, I'm deeply grateful for his leadership and for the countless ways he has touched my life and the lives of so many others. He has been there during celebrations, our struggles, and everything in between, always leading with humility, grace, and love. Father Samuel, thank you for your faithful service, your sacrifice, and your unwavering commitment. Congratulations on your Golden Jubilee anniversary. May God continue to bless you with good health, strength, and many more years of faithful service. We love you, we appreciate you, and we thank God for the incredible blessings in you. God bless you, God bless the Village of Bolingbrook, and God bless the USA. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
So I have to get some pictures because, you know, we need photos. So, and we have another mayor here, so I'm going to take advantage of all the cameras that are here. Thank you. Why don't you come here and turn, and I want to hand you this and shake your hand.
Sure.
And so thank you very much.
Thank you.
And Mayor, we want to come up too?
Yeah, please take a good picture for it.
We did give you the framed one, right?
Yeah.
And if anybody else wants to come up and join us, everybody good?
Thank you.
All right. So, thank you again, and,
Thank you, Honorable Mayor.
and when I went to one of your many festivals, I got to ride on a camel. That was a big deal for me.
We'll have it this year too.
Yeah,
We'll
a
have it.
camel from Wisconsin.
Imagine. All of you are more than welcome to honor us by your presence. It will be the 19th, right? 12th and 13th of September.
Now you guys can get to the real business.
Oh, no, this is the fun part. Thank
We
you.
don't want to hold you.
No, thank you.
Thank you very much. God
You're
bless
welcome.
you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Once again, we know how to clear a room. Okay, that'll take us to item 4, the consent agenda. An item shall be removed from the consent agenda at the request of any one trustee or anyone present at the meeting. Those items marked with an asterisk are considered to be on the consent agenda. A roll call shall be taken on the approval of the consent agenda and recorded in the minutes as an omnibus vote. If an item is removed from the consent agenda, it will be discussed by the board, opened for public comment, and voted upon during the meeting. 5 minutes. A, approval of regular board meeting of June 8, 2026. B, receive and file revised plan commission meeting of June 1, 2026. C, receive and file plan commission meeting of June 15, 2026. D, receive and file plan commission meeting of July 6, 2026. And E, receive and file comprehensive plan update committee meeting of June 18, 2026. 6 ordinances. A, approval of an ordinance denying a special use request for a wireless facility as per section 8C2 of the zoning ordinance, and to amend ordinance A 834-10-5 to permit alterations to the structure related to the wireless facility. Z07-2026 501 Village Center Drive, A&T Mobility. There are no resolutions. 8B, that's, on the consent agenda. Let me go to 8E, approval to remand a petition to the Plan Commission, Z06-2026 8101 County Line Road, Matal. F, approval of, to direct staff to prepare an ordinance approving a special use for professional massage services, Z09-2026 120 to 122 Burr Ridge Parkway, HS Spa Group 2 LLC. G, approval to award a contract for a replacement HVAC rooftop unit to Temperature Equipment Corporation of Tinley Park, Illinois, in the amount of $142,610. Z, approval of award of contract for crack sealing to SKC Construction of West Dundee, Illinois, in the not-to-exceed amount of $60,000. I, approval of award of Phase 3 for the 2026 road program to Lindhall Brothers of Bensonville, Illinois, in the amount of $111,470. J, Approval of vendor list dated June 22, 2026 for the fiscal year 2026 in the amount of $20,648 for all funds. K, approval of vendor list dated June 22, 2026 for the fiscal year 2027 in the amount of $1,235,556.82 for all funds, plus $271,287.89 for payroll ending June 6, 2026 for a grand total of $1,506,844.71. And finally, 8L, approval of vendor list dated July 13, 2026 for the fiscal year 2027 in the amount of $812,993.29 for all funds, plus $293,400.21 for payroll ending June 2026 for a grand total of $1,106,393.50. With that, can I get a motion to approve the following items on the consent agenda? 5A through E, 6A, 8, E through L.
So moved.
Second.
Is there any discussion at the board level? Is there any discussion from the public or any questions? Roll call, please.
Trustee Snyder?
Yes.
Trustee Skiappa?
Yes.
Trustee Paveza?
Yes.
Trustee Matal?
Yes.
Trustee Smith?
Yes.
5-0.
5-0, the motion passes. Okay, that will take us to 8B, consideration of Village Hall development. Evan, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mayor. A couple updates for the board and the public. The village is officially in receipt of Goddard's zoning petition for the building that is the old Village Hall, 7660 County Line Road. The petition has been listed for public notice and will appear on the agenda of the July 20th Plan Commission meeting that will take place here 1 week from today in this building, in this room. The final details of the sale agreement are in progress, are expected to be implemented in the near future. And then similarly, the site plan petition for the new Village Hall will also first appear on the July 20th Plan Commission agenda for initial consideration. The way we're planning that is if we get any feedback from the Plan Commission regarding engineering and the like, we'll come back to the final engineering plan. But we are in very good shape regarding the overall design and concept of the building. I think we've had like 25 meetings in the last 2 weeks with our architects, so a lot of final details being put together. Additionally, we're working to get the board the bid documents for the new Village Hall at the next board meeting on July 27th. These are not the official bids. These are the documents that we will use to send the architect out to solicit bids. And so ultimately, this is what pricing will be based upon. This will include a lot of technical stuff, how the HVAC lays out, how the roof looks, what materials are in there. So there will be a lot of detail, but that is something the board needs to approve so we ultimately know what we're bidding on and for. These documents will ultimately come back along with a lot of other aspects related to both the sale and the approval of the new Village Hall. We'll be having a single board meeting later in the year. September is the most likely month, where we'll do it sort of like a budget meeting, where we have only discussion on the Village Hall as a subject. We will have probably 4 to 5 total agenda items, including the sale, the zoning of the old property, the zoning of the new property, approval of a bid, and then approval of a construction management firm are the 5 big ones we'll probably be looking at, but you will see it at a meeting in September. That'll be a regularly scheduled board meeting. More to come on that. Questions from the board or the public?
Anyone?
Right, thank you.
Okay, all good news. That's great. This will remain an item on the agenda for the next meeting. 8, consideration C, consideration of award of contract for public safety camera services to Flock Safety of Atlanta, Georgia, in the amount of $1,264,000. Do you want to take this with the chief?
I'm going to take it, and Chief will assist. Can we take 8C and D together?
Yes, so let's read 8D into the record. Consideration of adoption of subdivision camera program policy. Evan?
Thank you, Mayor. So these two together are really the probative items that will ultimately approve the board's ultimate transition to flat cameras from our current camera setup. That's why we're taking them together. 8C is the master agreement with Flock Systems in the amount listed. This agreement encompasses everything currently and potentially leased by the village except for the downtown camera system. We've got a separate scope at the village center. It gets complicated. Just easier to do without it. It's related to both the village's rights of way cameras and subdivision camera programming. This agreement extends our current pricing with some discounts through 2031. It also allows any and all subdivisions to obtain cameras through the end of fiscal year 2032. As I said, Flock has agreed to several discounts, such as extending current pricing. It's going to save us about $250,000 over the term of the agreement compared with off-the-shelf pricing as if we were a new customer. And then for the village to proceed with any subdivision Flock program, this contract needs to be approved. I currently do not have the authority to actually lease those cameras until this contract is approved. So it's really a purchasing authority matter that I'm putting before you tonight. As I stated, this projected program will net be about a net $70,000 per year cost, both the costs of the camera agreement and the revenue that we would ultimately obtain from subdivisions would be borne by the general fund, so that's a single use at that point. And then moving to 8D, I'll just review all this at once, and then Mayor, you may discuss as you like. At the June 8th board meeting, we presented concept level framework to transition the village from our current subdivision camera on the Bosch system to a Flock camera system. It encompasses both the regional overwatch and subdivision security needs. A couple of items that we would just wanted to negotiate on or touch on. First, we've agreed with Flock on our new per camera pricing at $3,500 per year. We initially thought it was $3,900 per year, but due to those discounts, that includes power supply, data, and pole, and they've waived any installation fees. This price includes cameras serving both the village and subdivision purposes. It also has the option for an unlimited number of subdivision cameras or village cameras that can be brought on at a later date. So if every subdivision had 5 cameras, we have the capacity to do that at that point. I don't think that's realistic, but we don't have a cap as to how many cameras we can actually put on via the contract. The clarification we've made regarding the Flock system as a transition program, though, is that all subdivisions must opt in regardless of whether they're not currently deploying cameras in the current system. So what that basically means is if you have a Bosch system right now, we're going to unplug that at the end of 2028, April 30th of 2028. The current system won't go on forever. The current technology in the recorder won't last forever. And so at some point, which is April 30th, 2028, the current Bosch cameras are going to be unplugged and no longer used. So that's what we mean by we must transition to Flock if we're going to stay on the village's camera system. Now, of course, nobody's forced to be on the Flock system. If no subdivision were to pick it up, so be it. But based on our public comment we've received so far, I don't think that's the case. I think we're going to get pretty heavy turnout from our subdivisions. I've had at least 10 subdivisions speak affirmatively to coming onto it, and I've had no subdivisions that currently have our camera system say they want to opt out and don't want to join Flock. So it's a good sign. We've also had 2 subdivisions who do not have cameras at all who want to opt in. Each subdivision that opts in would be making its share of Flock payments. That's $1,750 per camera per year during the next fiscal year 2028. This timing would allow all subdivisions time to reorient their neighborhood budgets and ensure that all communities receive at least 5 years of service from their current camera systems. As I stated, we're going to cease the current the current camera system on April 30th, 2028. So if anybody's not on Flock, either you're going to have to transition at that point and have no cameras for a while, or you'll have transitioned before then. If we have operational failure between this date and April 30th of the 2028 year, we need to have a Flock camera be put on there, or there's no camera. Flock's pretty good at installing fairly quickly, so I don't worry too much about turnaround time. And again, just to repeat, nothing will prohibit subdivisions from privately financing their own versions of a neighborhood camera program. But to be clear, these programs will not be maintained by the village. They will not be accessible by village. You know, the village officers won't have immediate access to these things in the event of a public safety emergency. And these are also not permitted on our rights of way. We want to have one single camera system on our rights of way. As I said, we've emailed and physically mailed a letter to all current HOAs to further promote communication on this subject. We've had, at that time on Thursday, 7 subdivisions. We're now up to 10 who've informed the village of their willingness to opt into the program. 8D encompasses both a board policy regarding the subdivision camera program along with a template agreement included in the packet. If and once these are approved, staff can begin to work with individual subdivisions to begin to migrate onto Flock as those subdivisions want. As a matter of record, how this would practically work is Flock has created a map of all current subdivisions that have a camera program, and then they would work with both our police department and Flock together to ultimately site these in the field. So depending on where your current cameras are, they may move a little bit. In fact, they probably will certainly move because the average camera in town as 2, and Flock can do it with 1. So there probably will be some movement on some subdivisions. Couple of notes that I've received from the public since we started this program. The first is really, I would call it just something that I'd like the board's consensus on. I think I've represented the board's feelings fairly here, but we didn't talk about it till now, is what happens to the rate of subdivision camera sharing agreements beyond 2032. So right now, the current Flock agreement extends to a certain date, but of course, if this goes well, we'll want to continue it. My representation has been that I would be surprised, but I would like the board certainly to direct me otherwise, if this is not accurate, of what happens to those pricing. And I've represented that I would be surprised if the board passed along more costs to the residents at that point. Meaning that at no worse would it be $17.50 a year for the subdivisions beyond 2031 and 2032. The village would more than likely eat all the increases that would be coming at that point because we renegotiate. If there's anything incorrect about that thinking, please let me know. But just knowing the board, I didn't get a sense that there was a desire to push more costs on the residents from a public safety perspective.
That certainly would be the goal.
I would agree. That's a goal, like, as I
The
said.
board would have the options necessary, but philosophically, I think I can speak for the board on that. Certainly, that would be the goal of the
Right.
board.
We can't predict the future, but that would be our hope. Perfect. The draft policy, the last few things, the draft policy empowers me to enter into these agreements directly. This just makes it more efficient, reduces the time between approval and installation. All the financial agreements are uniform. The only thing that changes is the number of cameras, and we'd be working with the subdivisions directly on those types of things. So in the old days when we had very unique dollars amounts with everybody, I think having the board approve those made more sense, but because this is very uniform, we wanted to make sure we had at least a touch of efficiency on that sort of thing. It could be, it's been 5 weeks since our last board meeting, and if someone had cameras and they were down, we wanted to give everybody the reassurance that we could act fairly quickly. I'm sure I'm forgetting something here, and it may come to me, but anyway, I'll close at this note that should all the agreements and policies be approved tonight, no further action will be required of the board, and the village will be officially starting its transition to Flock for public safety cameras. So we're 2 votes away for summary purposes. I'll yield back to you, Mayor.
Thank you. Does anybody, any of the trustees have any questions? Yes.
Having on the current system, the Bosch system or whatever, if any of the subdivisions wanted to switch early, could they get any credit from the past, or are they locked into their contracts?
So you're locked in, so that's a good question on that. So if we approve this tonight and you go on tomorrow, you get basically 2 years of free Flock cameras at that point. As that's why we're implying everybody's gonna get at least 5 years of credit from their cameras. Some will have gotten more, but nobody will have gotten less than 5 years of use out of their Bosch. So that's the thinking behind the free year.
Thank you.
Good point. Yes, Russ?
Just a question, do any other local towns by us do the same type of program that we're doing here? As
I've
far
not
as
heard of
Flock?
something that was this kind of direct regarding subdivisions. I know other towns have Flock, but they really cover just basic points in town. Nobody's got the coverage we do.
I think it's fantastic. I
Right.
mean, if the cost to us is $70,000 a year, and our number one deal with our residents is they want public safety, this is a huge positive. So, nice job.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Yes, Tony?
Are we putting Flock cameras in points of access into Burr Ridge?
We're already got a lot of our points of access, ingress, egress covered, and we'll be infilling a little bit more. As an example, Plainfield Road going east to Western Springs would get a camera, it doesn't have one right now. It's a pretty big point of access. So we are gonna do some infills on our public rights of way as part of this, yes.
And if I'm permitted, oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I just wanted to make a comment and had a question. I mean, I think this is great for public safety because as it is, I mean, we really want to take care of our residents and we want to make sure they're safe. How does this work? I mean, is it like, what if someone cuts the power out or does something? How can someone, like if some bad guys wanted to affect it?
Not 100% sure how they would in any structural way. I mean, I'll tell you, the few times we've got a Flock representative here, Dan, but I'll just tell you, the few times that a Flock camera's gone down, they've told us that it's down, and they're already out working on it. That's one of the big bonuses as staff, frankly, is I don't proactively know when the Bosch cameras aren't working. We have to, like, honestly, there'll be like an issue and we'll go to view the camera footage. There's no camera footage.
Okay.
So that's one of the big pros of this, is the uptime of Flock is quite high.
Okay.
And if there is an issue, it's on their dime and it's on their time.
Okay,
So the 1750 is a very predictable number for both parties.
that's good to know, thank you.
Anything you want to add to that?
So the cameras are
Could I have his?
going to be.
Yeah, I'm sorry, give you're on candid camera here, so give us your full name, and rank and serial number.
Dan Murdoch, I'm the regional sales rep for Flock Safety. I've worked with the company about 6 years and worked with Burr Ridge for I think about 4.5 now. The cameras can either be solar powered or they can be hardwired. And then there's an internal battery to them that gets charged either way. So like in the unfortunate instance that occasionally cameras do get vandalized, when they cut the power, that doesn't mean the camera goes off. So the internal camera battery kind of lasts for a day, day and a half, kind of depends on how busy the area is. And then once it goes down, we call it internally a heartbeat to the camera goes down. It creates a case internally inside Flock where a human goes in and looks what's wrong with the camera. If they can't fix it remotely, it creates a case, which your chief then gets a notification that camera 5 is down. We are going to be out. Actually, the SLA is 7 business days. Come out, try and fix it. If the camera itself is busted, we put up a brand new camera. So that's kind of the workflow internally.
That's good to know, thank you.
No problem.
Okay, and it's good. Permitting a mayor's joke, as it's known in my home, all the HOAs are flocking to this system. So I'm really excited about it, but to Russ's point, we are, again, probably a leader in this area, which, and again, to Russ's point, public safety is the #1 reason we all are here. So I was very happy because I get copied on emails to see one email after another saying, me too, me too, me too. That doesn't happen all the time in Burr Ridge. I'm just going to tell you that. So it's good to see the response. Really, I think everybody's excited about it. So I need a motion.
I got a question.
Yes.
Evan, can you reconcile the first sentence in paragraph 2 says all subdivisions must opt into the Flock system regardless whether or not they have current cameras. But then in your survey, you had 2 subdivisions without cameras decline. So are they mandated to participate?
No.
So the clarification is that, I think in number 2, what I'm trying to say is that you cannot continue on the Bosch cameras if you wish to have a village camera
Right.
system.
Thank you. I just wanted that for the record.
Fair question, thank you.
And I'm counsel for a number of suburban communities, and a couple of them have been having issues with vandalism.
Yeah.
And Flock is great, but I just wanted to let my client know that these vandals are sending FOIAs wanting the locations of the Flock cameras, and according to the Public Access Council, you have to disclose those locations, so you guys have your work cut out for you. Got to put them high up.
Yeah. I mean, Flock is all about transparency. So like with FOIA, every search that is done by the police there's a full audit trail that anyone can FOIA and see what has been done. I know your department monitors that as well, and we encourage everyone to follow all the FOIA rules and respond appropriately.
Yeah, but these people are asking for the locations of where the cameras are solely for the purpose, a municipality answers it, and then 3 or 4 of them have the lines cut, so just be aware of that.
Yeah, and
Okay, and I'd like that track, thank you. I'd like that track, though, if we do get a FOIA request, and I want to speak to Shirley about that, and if someone is specifically asking for the location of these cameras, I want to know who it is. And then I will ask them why. Okay?
Well,
I mean, we want to watch for vandalism. So maybe we'll take a couple of extra steps if we get a FOIA request for the location of these cameras. That should be a red flag as to let the mayor know, so that I can let the board know, and let the chief know, and we're gonna track. Now, people do this anonymously or with false names. Gee, that would be new for some of the people we experience. One particular woman who uses false names all the time, in my understanding. But I don't think she'd be interested in this topic. But these are truly bad people who would do such things, and so I think it's something that we should probably keep an eye on. Okay, with that, can I get a motion to award a contract? Oh, yes, thank you very much. Is there any public comment on this subject? Yes, come on up, thank you.
Can everybody hear
Floor
me
is
all
yours.
right? Hello, my name is Ethan Frankel. I am a 19-year-old mechanical engineering student at the University of Illinois, and I've been a Burr Ridge resident my whole life. I'm here today to discuss the concerns that I have with the current flock safety contract in consideration 8C, and I urge that we reconsider, postpone, or cancel this contract before it becomes a larger problem for the village. I'll preface by explaining some of the many recent events surrounding privacy and safety concerns about these LPR cameras, the license plate reading. On September 26th in Evanston, Illinois, the city terminated its flock contract due to the company allowing U.S. Customs and Border Protection to access Illinois license plate cameras on Illinois roads and surveil drivers. As I'm sure you know, Burr Ridge sits right on top of Interstate 55. And that is the primary method of transportation from and to Chicago, which means that anybody who has suspicious driving patterns coming in or out of the city, who drives through Burr Ridge, this could become a very real and local problem for the village. And in many other instances, flock cameras have been used to investigate people for reasons not related to preventing crime, nor were the people being investigated had they committed crimes in the first place. The Electronic Frontier Foundation, which is an organization committed to protecting civil liberties like your right to privacy, found that more than 50 federal, state, and local agencies ran hundreds of searches through Flock's national network of surveillance data in connection with protest activity, which means that if you were a protester, you've never committed a crime in your life, you have a clean record, you could have been searched up just because you attended a protest. All of which, this is possible without a warrant. So a lot of this data, through other camera systems, you're going to require a warrant, and this is just not a thing with flock safety at the moment. I bring up these stories to help kind of paint the picture of the type of company that, a $1.2 million contract is binding you guys with. And moving on, apart from the obvious privacy violations that stem from these devices, it's reasonable to argue that in return for exchanging personal rights, you would receive safety, but this is not the case. I've compiled, on the second page, you'll see a graph of motor vehicle theft and residential burglaries in Burr Ridge, and this is sourced from the Burr Ridge Police Department data in, I believe, 2025 and 2020. And you'll notice that flock cameras were introduced in 2022 and 2023 with the residential camera system that you guys already have in place that has been here the entire time. There is no trend in a decrease of either motor vehicle theft or residential burglaries. And a quick Google search will tell you that there was a 67% decrease in home burglaries. I would know about this. Mine got broken into in 2023. But this is just inaccurate because 2024 saw, at least from what you have published on the Burr Ridge Police Department website, a record number of burglaries, which would make it pretty easy for the following year to have a decrease. All of which, by the way, flock has been present. Moving on to the next page, you will see some more data from the Berkeley Police Accountability Board that stated in 2022, 5 years after these license plate readers had been installed, that the vehicle theft rate had hit an all-time high. All these sources are provided at the end and in the footnotes, but I'll read that quote for you. In Fremont, California, the city installed ALPRs in 2017, and the vehicle theft rate fell the following year, and the clearance rate rose. So good, but by 2019, the theft rate began to rise again, and the clearance rate fell. By 2022, 5 years after ALPRs had been adopted, the theft rate had hit an all-time high. Moving on to the last page. I want to touch on new developments surrounding flock cameras. And this is something that Flock is not very transparent about. Sorry to use your own words there. In the past month, publicity surrounding privacy concerns with these devices has skyrocketed by 1,200% compared to 2025, as Google Trends shows you when you explore the term flock camera. You likely already know this if you've seen videos about them online, particularly where people record themselves destroying them. While there's far less information to back up this claim, I can confidently say that this is a problem that will plague flock safety and their devices, no matter the location that they are placed. If you look at the related searches with flock camera, the 8th most popular in today, the modern era, is green laser flock camera, which is a known method of destroying these cameras by buying a cheap green laser and pointing them at the sensitive camera inside, which just completely disables them. A growing number of people are understanding the violations of their personal rights and are taking far less diplomatic routes to solving this issue. I don't condone this, but I'm letting you know that this is a growing problem that a lot of villages and cities are experiencing, and this should be a consideration that I did not hear brought up. This should be considered. The potential for vandalism, and it is a very real potential, and it's growing. So overall, there's been a new stream of information and research surrounding flock cameras and their devices and their privacy violations. And this is why I propose that we cancel this contract, or at the very least postpone the vote, to allow for the development of more information and just general knowledge about the workings of these flock cameras and the company to surface. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Is there anyone else on public comment on this item? Yes, Mary.
Mary Bradley, 121 3rd Lane. I'm coming to you as the
Mary, you might
president-
want to lower the microphone a little. So
I'm
we
coming
can-
as the president of the Carriageway Property Owners Association. Did you share my letter with okay, so you haven't all heard. After the last meeting, I went and had a board meeting, and I brought the issue of the cameras up to my board. Not everybody attended, but there was genuine mistrust and concern about the flock cameras, and mostly for privacy, but mostly the sharing of information with federal or state agencies, and particularly ICE. I don't know where my board will go in the long run. We have certainly appreciated the support of the police, and we like the idea of upgrading cameras for our protection, but I'm not sure where my board will go at this stage of the game. And it really does have to do with the privacy issues, and it has to do with the sharing with federal agencies. And I don't know if you have discussed that amongst yourself. That's just, I had a whole letter, but I'll let you just decipher that issue.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay. There was a message from trustee Francis, too.
Yes. Trustee Francis emailed myself and Mayor Grasso at 5:44 today. Mayor Grasso, I fully support the pending agreement with Flock for the village-wide camera system. This system will enhance our resident safety and security. Thank you, Trustee Guy Francis.
Okay, now, any questions from any of the trustees? Yes, Joe?
Ethan brought up a question on the green flock camera. Can we have Flock to come up and address that issue with the laser point? Thank you.
So,
It's, just so the public understands, this concerns, I know you know, but I just want to make it clear, this concerns the contention that something called green laser flock camera can be used, as I understood it, to, if you will, destroy the inner mechanism of the camera.
yeah.
And I believe that's what the question is.
So, just paint a little history of kind of what's happened around Flock in the last 6 weeks or so. A super PAC, a 501c was created, and a lot of money was put into it. And obviously we can't see, because you can't see who puts money into super PACs, but they have taken that money and hired social influencers online to basically, and create these bot farms that are pushing out on social media, on Instagram and Twitter, really incorrect information about Flock that has led to a lot of this vandalism. It's kind of glorifying the vandalism and kind of things like that, and showing some of these things. A lot of it's inaccurate, some of it is accurate. The green laser one, though, is not accurate. We're not actually positive where that came from, but if you have like a super high powered laser that put like military grade, yeah, it could mess with it, but a green laser pointer that's $40 on is not strong enough to damage it. The way, I mean, the historical reason we've seen vandalism is people want to go commit a crime. So, and this tends to happen in more high crime areas, but they will shoot them. That's historically been the number one. Now we're seeing more of someone climbing a pole and damaging the camera itself by cutting its wire or something like that. But the green laser pointer doesn't really work unless it's like military grade.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you. You might as well stand there in case there's
Yeah.
more questions. Anyone else? Okay, let me assure everybody, oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Well, while he's addressing questions,
Yeah.
I guess I'd like more information regarding the privacy issue.
Oh, yeah.
So just, we need your name, that's all.
Oh, sure. Ray Kelby. I'm with the Bridle Path HOA. I'm standing in for Seth Francis because he's out of town and told me to come. And I have a problem being in a meeting without saying anything. So I had to ask since it was brought up.
Yeah.
And I hadn't thought about
Yeah.
the privacy
Yeah.
issue. And this young man did an
Yeah.
excellent presentation.
Yeah.
I think it's incumbent upon the trustees to understand the privacy issue.
For sure, 100%. So Flock does not play a role in deciding who has access to the information gathered by your Flock cameras. Your law enforcement, your board, makes that decision. So they can decide whether that no one outside the village can see it. They can decide if only law enforcement in DuPage and Cook County can see it. They can decide if all law enforcement in Illinois or all law enforcement nationally can see it. Now, before, let's say this current administration took office, departments were a little bit more lackadaisical with who they were sharing with, because it just meant something different in 2022 to share with federal agencies than it does today. He was talking about the city of Evanston. The city of Evanston basically did allow sharing of federal agencies. That was a button they clicked, or that was set up that way. And when it came to their attention, they basically were not happy about it. And Flock could have done better in 2022 and 2023, explaining to agencies that when they were setting up their systems, what it meant to share federally. And that is our responsibility, that we did not do a better job 2 and 3 years ago about explaining that. We have gone back to every customer in Illinois, explained exactly what all these settings mean, No one now in the state of Illinois that I'm aware of is sharing with the federal government. But again, that's not something that Flock can change or click a button. That is something that the admins for each account basically make their own settings internally in Flock.
So let me ask a follow-up question
Yeah.
to that.
Yeah.
As I now understand what you're saying is there could be a button, switch clicked or something prompted, which would then share the Flock camera's data collection with, let's just say, ICE. Someone used the term ICE, okay? So would that be all the time, or is that in a specific instance where ICE or the federal government or the state would ask to see a certain day, a certain time, a certain place?
So basically, the way the cameras work is they sit at the side of the roadway, and anytime vehicles go past, it takes a picture. And then that data is stored for 30 days. At the end of 30 days, if that has not been marked as an active investigation, it is purged, and it is gone. So during that 30-day window, though, if you are sharing with, let's say you're sharing with Willowbrook. Willowbrook has an investigation. They think their criminal came down midway, came through, and cut out through Burr Ridge. They can go into the camera and search during that time period for a red Ford truck, let's say, during that time period.
That's if we had agreed to
Previously.
share that information all the time with Willowbrook, in your example.
Correct.
And so is there a way that, no, we wouldn't share it, okay? We would keep it for 30 days, and if someone had an active investigation and had reasonable basis to think the person came through Burr Ridge, we could then decide to share the information.
Yeah,
Right.
you have, Flock does not play a role in
Right,
deciding
okay.
who you guys share with, and you can set your policy however you would like.
Right.
Now, based on Illinois law, we do not, we explain to all of our customers what the rules are around immigration and everything like that. So that is not something that people do now in Illinois.
Okay, I think we'd all want to play by the rules, right?
Yeah.
And public safety is number one. That's the reason we want to do this. Thank you for bringing this up. I think we can set some rules as we go forward. I'd like some recommendations from the chief and staff, but I wouldn't want to hold up the contract. But I do appreciate the concern on the privacy issue.
Let me just give you
Right,
some.
and I don't think that we would universally just share this information with everybody, but I could see in the right circumstance that we would want to cooperate. I think the politics in Evanston were a lot different. The mayor there was running for, you know, I mean, I know exactly, I called them out. I called them out on that issue in the newspaper, so
Yeah.
I get it. But that aside, I think that I get the idea of overall sharing of all that information. But I think in the right circumstance, of course, we'd want to share it with law enforcement, given good reason. So, I'm sorry.
No, you're good, thank you. I apologize, I thought you were finished. So if you look on this is our draft village policy, and I'm just gonna pump this up here. Sorry, it's a little low on the screen. But we have talked about this internally, and we wrote down all data collected by Flock shall be stored in servers for a period of 30 days unless specifically downloaded by the village for investigative purposes of a bona fide public safety concern, such as investigation of a crime, search for a missing person, etc. So we as staff, I think we're echoing what you're basically saying. If you'd like us to put more work into maybe rewording this or beefing it up to better specify in, we'd be happy to do that. But our conception in talking with Flock is that this would not be shared willy-nilly with anybody on earth. In fact, it would be access for a very small amount of things that would ultimately be tracked by a Flock camera, such as a stolen vehicle, a missing person, a burglary in progress or that just occurred that we need evidentiary value from. So this is part of the 8D is that we asked you to put forth tonight is to approve a policy that says the board has approved that neither chief or I can alter that unless you say so.
Right.
So if this is not accurate enough or doesn't go detailed enough, please speak up. We can approve this and come back, or we can delay it 2 weeks, whatever. So I just want to point that out, that we've already kind of gone over this in some level with Flock as to how we would manage data.
And And every search has a full audit trail behind it. There's dashboards and insights where your police department can go in and see if any of your neighbors ever did a search that touched your camera. They can see exactly who did it, when they did it. There needs to be a case number, a reason, a whole bunch of things around why the search was done, and those audit trails never go away.
Yeah, and let me be clear, I think that this would be the board's position, certainly would be mine, and this flock camera system is not to be used for violation of personal rights. I think that's one of the points you want to make here. There's no way that we would use this to violate someone's personal rights. This is for public safety and law enforcement purposes in the village. I'm comfortable with the policy right now, but it certainly is something as, if we approve this tonight, and as we're using this, we maybe look at this policy again in 3 to 6 months to make sure we're using it in the way we intend to use it to keep the people safe without the concerns that have been brought up by Mr. Frankel this evening. I'd be comfortable in that sense. So, anybody else have any comments? Yes, Anita?
I just want to understand how this would work. So let's say, we have a month's worth of data on a flock camera, and for whatever reason, ICE or the feds want access to that data. Can the village refuse it, or do we have to share it?
You can refuse it unless you
yeah.
receive a subpoena.
Right, I was just going to say, if it's subpoenaed, then we'd have another.
So a judge would have to sign off on it, and if it's ICE, it'd be, a judge would be breaking the Illinois law by helping an immigration case. Like, that subpoena would never theoretically would never happen, because that would be an illegal act in Illinois to support an immigration investigation.
I think if there's a valid warrant, I think even the Safety Act today reads that if there is a valid warrant out, that a judge has to, recognize that. But that's if there's a warrant out for a bad person.
Yeah.
This isn't just willy-nilly accessing it for anybody who happens to maybe not be here, maybe not legally. So there would have to be a specific person, specific warrant.
Yeah,
So I think a judge could, under limited circumstances, again, within the law.
Yeah.
And I don't think any of us want to go against that.
Yeah.
So, thank you for bringing this up, by the way, and I think that we're addressing it. But if anybody doesn't feel comfortable, I think what we'll do is I'll make sure that this comes up again in, if we approve this tonight, 90 days or 4 months to make sure, we're using it in the way that we intend to use it for the safety of the people of Burr Ridge and the businesses in Burr Ridge.
Al had a question.
Al? I'm sorry, I didn't see your hand, Al.
I was just wondering how our police department feels about this system for the village of Burr Ridge.
Well, I think we'll ask the boss. Good question, Al, thank you.
Thank you, Mayor, Board of Trustees. We support it. We've been using it for years. We are lucky that we're using it appropriately and haven't had any issues. If it hasn't been made perfectly clear, we do not share information with ICE. It's against the Illinois law. We don't do it. We haven't done it. There was an issue 2 years ago where somebody in Florida did a search of the whole system and typed in for immigration purposes. That was quickly found because there are stopgaps and safeguards in place to stop that from happening. We do audits. We make sure people are using this for the appropriate reason. And it's a tool. It's a tool that we use in Burr Ridge for Burr Ridge purposes. So when we talk about a burglary that happened 2 months ago, the person that did that burglary did a burglary in a northern suburb. We were able to link that car used in Burr Ridge to the car used in the north suburban burglary. The north suburbs had the person in custody. We linked additional evidence recovered at the scene to that person. We have charges on that person for that burglary. So we talk about stolen vehicles, and I've mentioned this in meetings before. Stolen vehicles, when they do happen, are being recovered in a matter of hours instead of weeks, as they were back in the old days, going to chop shops or disappearing to another state, changing plates or changing colors of the vehicle. So we're able to recover stolen vehicles quicker. We're able to locate missing endangered people quicker. But Illinois has laws in place of how you can use these, when you can use them, and that's how we use them. We use them in conjunction with the law.
Thank you. And I don't think anybody said that this system would prevent car thefts or burglaries. It's going to help solve the problem. I'm very familiar with the one incident you're just referring to, where the camera helped significantly to resolve that and catch that bad guy. And I have, all of you have from time to time reminded the public not to leave the key fobs in their cars. When we had 11, I think, one year, Chief, of thefts.
12
How
motor
many?
vehicle thefts and
How,
multiple
12. How many of the 12 had the key fob in the car?
And
I'll give you all of them, okay? So no camera's gonna stop the car from being stolen if you leave your key fob in the car. And so, or leave your garage doors open and that kind of thing. But over the years, and this isn't our first occasion to use Flock. Flock has, I think, which is why you're getting the request from so many. I think there's some legitimate concerns. I'm not concerned about that tonight, other than we're going to watch that so it doesn't happen. And we will review this policy to see how we're going along. But I think the pros of this system have been proven. We have the evidence of it. And I'm glad to see the communities and the HOAs really want it. Yes, Jeff?
And so Chief, the data stays accessible to you months down the road, year down the road?
No, sir.
So 30 days. 30 days, so all this is gone in 30 days?
Unless
we hold it.
Yes.
Unless we were to flag it.
Right.
I just want to understand too, because I was making sure.
Right. So this vehicle that I just spoke about, that was in Burr Ridge, committed a burglary, was in a northern suburb, committed a burglary.
It was flagged, so you had it.
We need to save that information to say that car was here in the area of this burglary on the date that it occurred in Burr Ridge. It's evidence of a case now. So when it becomes evidence of a case, we would save it, but otherwise, 30 days and it's gone.
All the license that were taken, everything else, all gone?
Yes, sir.
30 days. Thank you.
You had a question?
I just had a comment. I said, Ethan, I think you spoke very well, very clear, to the point. I understand it. I don't think we're using the system to violate anyone's privacy. I mean, I don't think anyone's got any more violation of privacy beyond a cell phone. You know, you can get taped on while you're driving your car on the street with a cell phone. This is a tool that we're going to give our police department. It adds to the blanket of security that they give to us. We do have an older community. I get calls, I get emails. I was at a festival yesterday where people were coming to me about homes getting broken into. We live in a nice village. As the mayor said, we have stuff. We have nice stuff. And I think we are a target. And these cameras will help deter that target. My parents live in an older subdivision without cameras. They have more break-ins because of the fact that they don't have any cameras. There are less break-ins in subdivisions with cameras. Am I correct?
I can't answer that right now.
Okay. My understanding is that there are less break-ins in subdivisions with cameras versus subdivisions without.
All right, anybody else? Any more public comment? You can speak again if you want.
Expand on some of the comments that I heard from them, if that's correct. With the green light, regardless of whether or not that's true, the important part of why I brought that up is to show you that people are beginning to understand the privacy violations, and they're trying to take matters into their own hands here in dangerous ways. So, like you said, it might not actually be a method of destroying the cameras, but people who are dedicated to something like this are not going to stop after they realize that a $40 or less camera won't, or laser won't destroy it, because they have the diamond saw. That's I'm sure he's aware of these people that you can put a trash bag over the camera, you can saw the camera in half. There are ways to do this. It's just social media does have a way of exploiting topics. And go back to, I believe you talked about how neighborhoods that don't have cameras have less crime, but the cameras that are placed in neighborhoods that had crime before, that crime is usually just relocated to other places. They're not preventing it. The criminals are not going to say, just because there's a camera there, it means I'm going to find a new line of work. I wish it did work that way, but likely they'll be moved to subdivisions that maybe don't have cameras, maybe people that aren't on these programs. And correct me if I'm wrong, but do you need a warrant to access the data on these cameras?
For you.
If it's our policy,
The flock cameras, I don't believe.
Not the
If who
police
wants to
department.
access it?
The police department doesn't.
If you have a residential or commercial camera on your building, I believe that the police would need a warrant to access those videos.
Unless there was a sharing agreement. So you could have a camera on your house and opt in to share it with us, and you're on vacation, we'd have access to that.
Yeah.
It depends on really what somebody wants to do. We have businesses in town that might be interested in, sharing their camera system with us, because there's another feature that you can do that and integrate it into a different type of system. But that's strictly opt-in. You'd have to buy a little attachment that you plug into your camera, and it links it into our system. But again, if you wanted to.
Yeah, and I actually believe that we do have that program with my house after they got broken into. So I understand these concerns. We have cameras. My concerns are with flock in particular.
and I think we hear your concern, and I think we're going to address it. But I think the greater concern is the benefit we've derived, continue to derive from these cameras. And so, like a lot of things in life, it's a balancing act, and it's our intent to make sure it's balanced. And we will monitor, and again, thank you for bringing this up tonight. I think it's focused us. But I think the cameras are still something we want to go ahead with. So, anybody else? Thank you, Chief. Can I get a motion to award a contract for public safety camera services to Flock Safety of Atlanta, Georgia, in the amount of $1,264,000?
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Any comment from the trustees? Any further comment from the public? Roll call, please.
Trustee Smith?
Yes.
Trustee Scappa?
Yes.
Trustee Paveza?
Yes.
Trustee Snyder?
Yes.
Trustee Matal?
Yes.
5-0.
5-0, and we will note the support from trustee Francis as indicated by Evan. Next is consideration, can I get a motion to adopt, for adoption of the subdivision camera program policy?
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion from the trustees or any comments? Any from the public? Roll call, please.
Trustee Scappa?
Yes.
Trustee Snyder?
Yes.
Trustee Smith?
Yes.
Trustee Matal?
Yes.
Trustee Paveza?
Yes.
5-0.
5-0, and I also note the support of trustee Francis for that. Okay, thank you, very nice discussion, appreciate the public comment in particular. That will take us to public comment. Is there any public comment? Other than on TJ's jacket tonight. Okay, I would say there's no public comment. So that takes us to reports and communication of village officials. Anita?
Yes. Well, I hope everyone's really enjoying their summer. I've heard very good comments about the village concerts. The weather did not cooperate all the time, but just wanted to let everyone know there's a makeup date for the ABBA concert. It's going to be at, I want to say it's the 15th of, I'm sorry, the 28th of July. The next concert we have is Dust Bowl Revival on July 16th. And then at the end of July, we have Festa Ferrari, so a lot of fun stuff to look forward to, followed by the car show and Mecca Moves and Family Fall Fest and Deck the Green, which will finish off the year. So we're at the halfway point, so it's good to hear the lineup of events. And I want to thank Nabila Hashimi. She's our management analyst, and she's done a really fine job of planning and executing these events, so thank you.
Okay, anybody else? Anybody? Russ? No? Okay, I have a few comments. Number one, again, I apologize for being late. I think that's the first in a very, very long time. And I did maybe speed a little bit, so I hope I'm not on one of the
Flock campers.
one of the flock campers. Some Corvette going by, which happens to have my name on the license plate. So, but I do apologize for being late. I did attend the Willowbrook Burr Ridge Chamber meeting this week to give the State of the Village address. 3 of you were there. Thank you for being there. I thought it was a nice event, and Johnny Cabs was a great host and great place to do it. Really good food. My lunch was pretty good. Nice turnout. Got some nice questions. It was a good event. I was coming back from Denver. Janet and I were visiting our daughter, who is pregnant with their first child, which happens to be our 10th grandchild, and got back a little later than I wanted to, so I missed the Ferrari event. You were there, it sounds like.
Yes,
And
yeah,
how-
very good event.
Yeah?
Very well
Anybody
attended.
else make it?
No.
You're a car buff there, Russ. You didn't make it?
I didn't make it.
Okay. I wondered, was Guy around? He's away.
Yep.
Okay. So I know I went by last year and was amazed at those cars. So I'm glad we've had that event. That really is a juicer, I think, for the the car show.
Car show.
So all good there. And finally, on a personal note, but as the mayor of Burr Ridge, the 3rd District Appellate Court today rendered an opinion that I think is very significant. My name is at the top of it. Many of you may recall I filed a defamation lawsuit against a person who ran against me, or I ran against them, or we ran against each other. In 2019, that part of the case settled for a sum of money that I felt was appropriate for that settlement. But the case continued as to the governmental entity they hired, Core Strategies, and their owner, Colin Corbett. And at the trial level, the court said that as a public official, I didn't have a case, even though there seemed to be reckless disregard of the truth. But the appellate court disagreed with the trial judge and reversed it in a 21-page decision, really well written, of course, as far as I think. But I think a very important decision in Illinois now that even public figures, which is anybody holding office, has the right and can sue when there's reckless disregard of the truth, and people are charged in campaigns with doing bad things that are actually untrue. And we have a right now in court to pursue that, and the appellate court made that very clear in this case. And so I'm glad I stuck with it. This has been going on now for 7 years. So the case has been sent back to DuPage County, to the trial judge who has been reversed, and we will continue prosecuting this case against that company and that person for defamation. But I'm pretty proud of the decision that came down today. So with that, Oh, yes, some sad news. Many of you probably already know this, but former village president Bud Cogley's passed away. Do we have actual times?
So he passed away on Friday, and to our knowledge, the wake will be Wednesday, July 22nd, and the funeral interment will be Thursday, July 23rd. We're working with the family to somehow honor him, and the mayor as well, but we do extend our condolences to her and to their family.
Thank you. We'll let you know how we're going to show our respect to the Cogley's family and to Bud for all the service he gave to the village for many years, and we'll keep you apprised of that. With that, we need to go into closed session. So can I get a motion to go into closed session and then come out and adjourn?
No, we need to recess, a motion to recess, because we need to come back and then vote on an item coming out of closed session.
Okay.
So we'll recess and then we'll reconvene, call the roll. There won't be public comment after that, though.
Okay.
No.
So a motion to recess.
It's the same meeting.
For closed session for collective negotiating matters between the public body and its employees or their representatives, or deliberations concerning salary schedules for one or more classes of employees under 5 ILCS 120 2C 2C. Can I get a motion?
Second.
Get a motion, a second, any discussion? Roll call, please.
Trustee Matal?
Yes.
Trustee Smith?
Yes.
Trustee Skiappa?
Yes.
Trustee Paveza?
Yes.
Trustee Snyder?
Yep.
5-0. We are in recess for closed session.
Did you run the
Yeah,
warrants?
camera off.
Since we're on camera?
You are on
Okay. We are out of recess, we're reconvening, and therefore I want a roll call, please.
Trustee Francis, not here. Trustee Scappa.
Yes.
Trustee Paveza.
Yes.
Trustee Snyder.
Yes.
Trustee Vital.
Yes.
Trustee Smith.
Yes.
Mayor Grasso.
Here. Okay, with that, item 12, we are now reconvened. Item 12A, consideration of a memorandum of understanding between the village and IOUE 150. Can I get a motion to approve the bonuses for the amounts indicated as discussed?
So moved.
Second.
Is there any discussion from any of the trustees? Yes, Al?
I never picked up, what is IOUE?
That's the union.
International
That's the
Union
union.
of Operating Engineers, Local 150. That's your public works union.
That's what I figured, but
Yeah.
I didn't think it was what IOUE.
Yeah, yeah.
International Union of Operating Engineers.
IOU is really the whole, it says it all.
E. Don't forget the E.
So, yeah, that's the union. Okay, so that's the question. Any more questions? Did we get a vote?
Not yet.
Okay, roll call, please.
I don't think we got a motion.
Didn't we? Didn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Motion.
Motion and a second.
Snyder second.
Yeah. Scappa and Snyder.
Yep, now, roll call, please.
Trustee Scappa.
Yes.
Trustee Snyder.
Yes.
Trustee Vital.
Yes.
Trustee Smith.
Yes.
Trustee Paveza.
Yes.
5-0, the motion passes. Okay. With that, can I get a motion to adjourn, if we have the meeting, for July 27th, 2026 at 6:30 PM.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? We're adjourned. Thank you very much.
You said 7:30.